The Marching Roundtable's appearance on tour with the Academy was made possible by Fruhauf Uniforms, found at fruhauf.com. Hey everybody, it's Tim. I'm here with the wonderful Lindsey Vento again. How are you, Lindsey?
I'm good.
So we're going to talk about uniforms.
Yes.
I want to say again, thank you to Fruhauf, who has sponsored my trip here today.
Absolutely.
To be with you guys, and of course, works
make
with you
us look
guys.
great.
Yeah, they
They make us look great.
produce the uniforms for you guys. So, how did the uniform design for this year's Academy show come to be?
I sketched it in my kitchen, Tim.
So this is all from your head.
Yes, it is.
So it has
It is
images.
all in my head.
It came from. Okay, so that's
No, it really
interesting to
did.
start
No,
with.
I wanted it to have bridges, and bridges are gorgeous and stunning, but
Bridges.
I
obviously the show's about bridges,
is.
and you wanted to see bridges.
I did. I wanted to see them, but in a unique way. So it wasn't just I slapped a bridge on a uniform, right? So do you want to come over here to my hanging rack?
Absolutely. I'm going to turn this around. Okay, so here's the uniform. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so here, obviously a bridge. It's upside down. It's an upside down bridge that we've turned so that this had some. I wanted something on the. I wanted a part of it to be a traditional structure on the member.
Which I appreciate.
It looks strong.
Yes.
And I like the shoulders and I like the strength of that, right? But I wanted it to still flow. I still wanted there to be movement, and so we have this. The quality of this is insane. But we dye-subbed an upside-down bridge here, and then we added this for just, shine. Who doesn't love sparkle?
So
and
it's
texture?
a layer.
It is. They're layers.
So why layers? Why not just a border of?
Because I wanted it to move.
Right.
I wanted the motion.
Right. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I wanted the motion of that. And so on the back, I can't believe these are still so white. I'm so impressed. This is where the big skirt drops. So it goes around half of one, I don't want to say half, a few inches on one side, stops on one side. But then the coolest part is this orange underneath. Orange is a tricky color. You and I just talked about this. Orange is a tricky color. So I wanted to use it on the bridges and I wanted to use it on the uniform, but it had to be in a way that was an accent and not orange. It's just not the most flattering color, and finding a good one's hard. So this underneath is the effect of this is like we open the show and we're doing this 4 to 5 jazz running off of these bridges. This flies in the back, and so you see that hint of orange, but it's not over the top, right? It's not hitting you in the face. This here, love this. I'm so
That's
thrilled.
what they're wearing underneath it?
They are. This goes underneath. So if you were to, I won't put it in there, but that's essentially what that is. That's how that goes.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
So let's talk about why the sleeves are different on each side.
It's a visual texture. You can overstay your sequin welcome. Yes, I said that. I didn't think I would ever say that.
There's so much thing as too many sequins? Come on.
I know. But I wanted it to be an accent. I wanted to use it, and we use it a lot in the show, especially in the Bridge Over Troubled Water. We use this blue arm a lot, just as representing the water.
Right.
I wanted the movement. I wanted the flow. I wanted the structure of that uniform. When you do that, you lose some of the motion and the fluidity and the movement. And so that's why it was really important to have the ruffle on the shoulder to just continue to create that movement. This print here, which is also the same on part of the leg, these are kind of the inner workings of the bridge. So if you look here, it's the inner workings of the bridge. And so that's what this print is and what this print is. And they look pro in them. They look really strong. Everybody always talks about, white, you're just going to expose your errors. You're going to expose errors in anything you wear.
Right.
You either clean it or you don't. So I don't feel that the white has been any more exposing than anything else we would have put on. I feel like they look really mature and pro in them, and they feel good in them. And when your members feel good, you're going to perform well,
They look beautiful.
And Fruhauf when you can sit down at a table and hand them this sketch and say, this is what I want, and Richard Fruhauf goes to the computer and he puts it all up there, and it's right there, and he nails it in front of you, and they print it on this big thing so you get it full-size view.
Wow.
And it's amazing, and it came exactly, we didn't make a ton of edits. They, from the design, they worked so hard to get this exactly as we all envisioned, and I could not be any more thrilled with it. I really couldn't.
So tell me, where did you get from the blue and the orange? Blue, obviously, from the water under the bridge, maybe?
I like the combination. I think coloring really is I think coloring are just choices. I don't think any certain concept needs certain. You can choose anything and put different colors to it as long as it's coordinated, right?
Okay,
and it's effective. I liked blue and orange. I thought that was strong. I thought it had a contemporary look to it against the white.
Agreed.
Anything red would have been, even though I know you're like, well, orange is bright. Red would have just been too heavy. It would have been fiery to me, and that isn't exactly what I wanted. And yellow would have had a pop that I wasn't after for the sake of the program. This blue sequence I just fell in love with, and I knew that orange was going to coordinate really well with that.
Well, and the blue and the orange, if I'm remembering, are opposites on the color wheel.
They are.
Right?
They're opposite of the color wheel. And
this is gorgeous. Like
yes,
the way that catches the light.
It is. And this took us quite a few times to find this exact sequence. I ordered a sample of this because I saw it and loved it, and I ordered a sample, and then to find as many yards as we needed, because it's also on the color guard pants, the same fabric. It took us a minute, but we found the Fruhaufs were like, die hard, we're going to find it.
Wonderful.
But yeah, it's just a really strong color palette. And I designed the color of the bridges first. I knew what I wanted those to be, so I knew that orange had to be involved. We put such a big statement with the props. You can't choose the bad color for that. So we chose that first and then coordinated.
So you started with the orange for the bridges.
Yes.
And then it all moved from there.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. Well, I love the way the core looks in the white.
Thanks.
I do think they look very strong and tall and mature.
Yeah, I agree.
do.
Thank you.
Which is
for
something we
noticing that.
discussed about last year's uniform, that I thought they all looked very mature.
I thought so too.
And spit spot, shall we say.
Spit spot.
To get a little Mary Poppins
Hey, little Mary
in.
Poppins. That was awesome.
Do you want to look at the guard uniform as well?
Let's do it.
Okay. So now we're in the bowels of the school where the sewing is happening. I love this part of every drum corps production.
Yes.
And they're drying, right? They were just washed?
Yeah, especially these orange things. Yeah.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
So let's
They're
talk
so
about
dope.
the design of this uniform.
Yeah, so again, I wanted, there's always that fine balance of choosing how to make the color guard stand out of the corps and making them look different. And for this reason, for something about me, wanted them to be similar. I didn't want them to be completely disconnected. I wanted us to look grand and large and big, and so them being in white and black and as well makes them look more cohesive in what we are presenting.
Right.
So this is the underset of a bridge. If you were to stand underneath a bridge and look up, that's what that is. So it has the resemblance of a corset as well. So it looks nice on the chest plate, but it's really the underhanging of a bridge.
Well, and it has that sort of slimming,
It does.
thin to wide
And who
thing.
doesn't want that, Tim?
No,
Right?
of course,
Like,
no.
I
It
want-
looks
I
great
want-
on
I want
everybody.
this,
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's good. And then again, the same blue like we talked about outside, same blue sequence,
Yeah. Wow.
fully lined, because Fruhauf killed it here, knowing that we were going to scratch ourselves to death.
Yeah,
Lining.
wonderful.
Yeah. So, and this is all die subbed on, and then this orange, honestly, did we need a cowl neck? No. But do you need a lot of things we design in costumes? No. This is just I wanted the orange pop on here. And we didn't have, with how I wanted the top to be and the bottom to be, there wasn't a lot of opportunity for orange. And so I wanted that orange represented. So there it is.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think they look great in them, to be honest with you. It's extremely flattering on just about everybody.
So the process is you gave them the sketch, Fruhauf created
And this is Fruhauf's first time making color guard costumes. Can we say that?
Oh wow,
And look
cool.
at this.
Really amazing.
This is the first time they've ever done it, and we said, hey, why don't you try that on us? Give us a shot.
Wonderful.
And they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Okay.
So can we talk about what's going on here
We
with
can,
all the
ladies.
sewing ladies? Can I
We
say hello to you
can
guys? Because I
talk
think
about
you're so.
this.
Could you tell me your name? I'm from the. Oh, there's one hiding in the corner
hi.
too.
Yes.
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Jenny Allen. Nice to meet
Hey,
you.
and you are?
Elena.
Hi, Elena, and you are?
Lori.
And I'm Pam.
It's like
And they are dazed and confused.
No,
They
they're
do
like,
this-
who is this strange man with the camera?
Well, they
rolling
do
around?
this all the time. They just spend their hours and days and weeks on the road doing this because, kids lose weight and drum corps, and somebody has to be here on call.
So you're constantly having to sort of hem or fix, or like, what is your
totally.
job?
Right now, Southern California residency is the time that we evaluate how they are wearing and plan for the rest of the season, like how it wears on the body, and
Like
plan
maybe
for
how
repairs.
how often they'll have to be cleaned, that kind
Yes,
of washed?
that. We just
Yeah.
washed most everything the last few days, and then we refit. So they've just finished their all days, their first 3 shows, and so they've lost a ton of weight. And so we will do refits tomorrow. They'll come in and put on their garments.
Wait, you're saying we're on already, only in the second week of the season, they've already need to be refitted.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, Arizona all days. I mean, come on.
You sweat
You
them out.
sweat.
Yeah. So how often do you ladies have to refit them during the season?
Twice.
Twice for sure,
Twice
but
for
as
sure.
often as needed.
Wow.
So a kid comes in and says, they got the baggy pants on. We have to take it in, take it up. And then some of them actually get broader across the chest because,
Muscular,
like my
yeah.
son, he's
Yeah.
a skinny little thing. And then what the academy does with their physical training, he
Right.
gets all buff and stuff. And so we have to actually let him out.
So you
Which
make
is
sure that
bizarre
it's fit.
because
No,
he
I
gets
think
bigger.
it's
That makes awesome.
it's
Isn't
great.
that fascinating?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. And then you're repairing anything that gets
Yes.
ripped or
Yeah, we do that a
Yeah.
lot because it happens. Stirrups pop and, the seam will, come loose here and there. But
And their designer picks a sequins that likes to tear when they roll. But it's what they weren't going to say that while I was standing here, but they
No.
should. They should totally throw things
But we
at me.
plan for
But
those things.
they
so we
do.
know how
Is that what
to-
you're sewing?
Yeah, there's a hole in this knee, and I'm just sewing.
So is the sequence really hard to deal with from the world of sewing? It seems to me it would be.
I've been doing it all week, so
Well, what's it like? Seriously, what's it like? Is it?
It's hard to see, and
Oh, yeah.
the thread gets caught every time you're.
But they have to hand sew those holes because
Hand
they're
sew
so
the
tight of the
holes.
pant.
Yeah, and
Wow.
and it takes this is a small thing, but it's gonna take a little bit longer than you would think it would.
Like you're repairing a hole in the sequence. Like how long? 2 hours? 3 hours? 4 hours? 1 hour? 45
I mean,
minutes?
okay, tops for this hole max 20 minutes, but it's a small one. The larger ones can take up to an hour if it's
Wow.
a really big.
That's a
tear.
lot of work.
I
Well,
know.
they're
That's a
working
lot
hard
of
out
work.
there. And they're
They
running
are.
around
Of course.
And running around props and throwing things. And so,
Sure.
stuff happens.
So I want to ask you, why do you give your summer, or at least part of your summer, to do this?
Well, of course, taking care of my daughter, I feel like I should give back to the Corps. She got a lot out of it. This is her second year, and
Wonderful.
she went back to college a new dance performer.
Wow.
So she had a confidence in her dance style that her teachers had never seen before. So it was really exciting for me to watch her grow.
That's wonderful. How about you? Why are you giving of your volunteering with the Corps?
Okay, I do this for my kid, for sure. I do it for my
Wonderful,
kid, but
wonderful.
I also love sewing and design.
Okay.
And because I work in a much different field, this is kind of like a fun little sewing thing for me to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And do you guys have fun in traveling and do you become a little
Define
club?
fun, Jenny.
Well, I mean,
Jenny's like, let's
We just went out for lunch after laundry, so we've been exploring.
they let you get away
the
and have
area.
lunch even.
No, they thought
I'm
we
just
were
kidding. Of
doing
course
laundry.
they
So
do.
We were doing laundry for 3 hours, and then we were like, you know what? Let's get pizza.
There you go. Boy, anybody that does laundry for 3 hours deserves at least pizza.
Right.
And you want to say why are you volunteering?
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. This is my 5th year.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And so I really have come to love this group. They're a family. I love everybody so much, and the members are just lovely. They are the loveliest. Their parents should be very proud. So
do you-
I just have a great time with these ladies and all of the staff, and seeing the creative process. That's really why I'm here too, as well,
Sure.
because I used to be in the arts when I was a young professional.
Great.
And I missed that. And so when my son joined this again, I was very curious.
Wonderful.
And I've just been with it since.
And do you feel like you know that they appreciate the work you're doing? Do you get that from the students?
Oh yeah, they call me mom, and they thank us all, as we
So
walk
they do?
through.
They give you guys
Sure.
thank yous?
Absolutely, they love it.
Find other interviews and videos from top DCI designers, instructors, and marchers, behind-the-scenes videos, interviews, and podcasts from winter camps, spring training, traveling during the season, and performances, all at marchingartseducation.com/DCI-2019. The Marching Roundtable is proud to be an official media partner of Drum Corps International.